So as part of their morning work this morning, the kids had a writing prompt that was, what would be a good gift for your teacher? And I thought I would share with you a couple of the gems. I'm getting a marker and a cupcake, flowers, a trip to Disneyland. One of them actually came and asked me what would I like for a present, and I said I wanted a tent, a new computer, books, school supplies, all sorts of good things. Then there's some really cute ones. This child wrote a heart. I think he meant like a card shaped like a heart, but it's possible that he feels I am heartless and therefore I should get a heart. This child wrote, following rules, listening, and being a good example, because he knows what teachers really want is children who listen. Hershey's Kisses, gift cards. This one's a gem. A fruit hat and $500. Don't ask me why a fruit hat happened in there, but I'm all for the $500. Gift cards, candy, a good day. I think my teacher will love that. I would love a good day. It's a good thing they give me lots of good days, isn't it? I'm so excited about all my presents. Good morning, strangers, and welcome back. I am so sorry it has been so long. I just don't really have much to share. It's kind of the same thing day in and day out, and when you're teaching with masks on and kids in rows, you don't really get to do too many new, exciting, innovative things, so had not much to share. Today, I learned these were a poor choice to wear with the mask because when I put my mask on and off, I have to slide the earrings through the ear holes as well. But I needed to look like a Christmas tree today because it is the week before Christmas and all our Christmas festivities are starting, which is part of the reason why I have picked up the camera again, because I feel like Christmas is a good time to share exciting, joyful things, and perhaps I will have some exciting, joyful things to share. So if you're seeing this, clearly I found some exciting, joyful things to share. And yeah, first off, it is snowing a lot outside today. Second off, I have a meeting this morning before school starts. So I'm going to show you the snow real fast, and then I'm going to do my meeting, and then maybe later today I'll get to tell you about what's going on, but this morning's kind of busy, so sorry. So here's what we're working with. It's still snowing out there quite a bit, and it's not supposed to stop until this evening. That means the kids are going to be crazy. We're probably going to have to stay inside, and it's the week before Christmas in a pandemic. It will definitely be an exciting time. Well, we officially made it to the end of the day, and I filmed absolutely nothing because life is crazy like that. I had a student sitting at my desk today, so things were just kind of wild there, and then we did so many fun Christmas things. It was awesome, so much good stuff. So I'll show you really fast the couple of Christmas things that we did today, and then we'll just Mod Podge this all together with the rest of the week so you can just see our whole Christmas week. It'll be super fun. Okay, so we've got two all week long Christmas activities that are going on, so I'll show you those, and then we did one special activity today, so I'll show you that. Okay, so we've got this math mystery, and we're doing this as our morning work. So every morning we do one of the clues to figure out who the selfish elf was. So I have them work on it on their own, and then we go over it together to make sure everybody got the right clue. And then the other thing that we're doing is we're doing Christmas around the world, and usually I do it over a couple of weeks, but this year we're doing it all in 1 week. So we're doing a couple of countries every day. I've talked about this before, so if you're curious about this one, you can go watch some of my previous Christmas videos, but we'll just do a country every day and the little craft that goes with it. Okay, and then the last thing that we do is we make Christmas cards for our parents. So we did that today, so I just give them the paper and I teach them how to do pop-up cards. So you cut you chop and then push in, and then they can put little pop-ups inside, which they think is really cool. So I teach them how to do pop-ups, and then I also project this page and show them how to trace using the projector, all that special teacher hack, and so they can come up to the board and trace any of these or any of the words to put on the front of their cards, which they just think is the coolest thing ever. And that was pretty much our Christmas stuff today. We also recorded our Christmas sing that we normally go down to the gym and all sing together, but this year, for obvious reasons, we're not doing that. So we recorded our portion of that. So we did Christmas around the world in the morning, recorded in the middle of the afternoon, and then after math today we did our cards for our parents, and those were our main Christmas activities. The Christmas around the world one's pretty typical. You can find that on Teachers Pay Teachers. The morning work thing, also totally a Teachers Pay Teachers thing, but doing the Christmas cards is super fun, and having them trace it on the board, tons of fun. The kids love to do that. So that's my special Christmas activity for today. And now we're going to finish cleaning up so we can get ready for Christmas fun tomorrow. We're trying something new tomorrow, so get excited to see what that is. It's snowing again. Yay for Christmas. It'd be so much nicer if I could stay inside with all of this, and yet I don't want to say this because there are so many of you who are stuck not being able to go to school, and I want to be grateful that I have that opportunity. So I'm gonna go brave the snow and go to school. All right, well, apparently picking up the camera during the day is just not my thing. We have made it to the end of the day once again. Today was llama sweater day, which actually inspired a student during our craft project today, so I feel pretty good about that. This year, I decided to finally do something cute and actually teachery, and we made cookie plates for Santa. So let me show you what we did. All right, so I gave every kid their own ceramic plate, and we drew on them with Sharpie. This one's mine. And I'm gonna go home and bake them, and they're their cookie plates for Santa. So they made all sorts of really cute designs on their plates. I'm trying to find the llama one for you. And then I'll go home and bake them in the oven. There it is. That was the one that was inspired by my sweater. And then give them back to them, and they can use them every year as a cookie plate for Santa. It was actually super easy to do. I bought the plates from the Dollar Tree, so they were all $1. We had Sharpies here at school that I could borrow from somebody and use. Learned some fancy tips on the internet. First of all, I cut out papers in squares that were the same size as the plate so that they could practice drawing their design, so they didn't feel like, oh my gosh, if I do it, then it's done. The second thing we learned is that if you take Expo marker and draw over the Sharpie, if you mess something up, then you can wipe it off with a tissue and the Sharpie all comes off. So that way we could erase any mistakes that we made, which was awesome. And the kids had a lot of fun with it, and I'm excited to bake them and send them home with them. Other than that, we did 2 different countries for our travel around the world today. We played a little Christmas game. We took a math test. Nice, normal, solid day. The other exciting thing that happened today was it was snowing, and the snowflakes were like so pristine. So we all stood outside and caught them on our gloves and sleeves. I was like the most childish about it and looked at all the snowflakes and their incredible shapes, because it was just so cool to see such like perfect little snowflakes, to see them look exactly like snowflakes are supposed to look, which was way cool. So we spent most of our afternoon or morning recess catching snowflakes in our hands and looking at them, which was tons of fun. Tomorrow we're gonna start our gingerbread house project, which is a math project I bought off of Teachers Pay Teachers. So I'm really excited about that. We'll also do another country. What else do we have going on tomorrow? I think that's pretty much it. Other than that, tomorrow's fairly normal. And then Thursday is our big class Christmas party celebration. We're getting so close to Christmas. I'm so excited. But before it can actually be Christmas, I need to grade all these math tests, and then I need to get everything ready for our compliment presents, which I've done in years past, so you might have seen those before. But at least my classroom looks nice and clean. The kids did an excellent job cleaning up today. Also, using the half bags for these suitcases this year has been so nice. They take up so much less space. Incredible. All right, while I'm sitting here eating my lunch, I'm going to tell you this really fun non-Christmas related story of a student who found 2 holes in the wall over by our writing center. I tried to put some screws in for something, and it left some holes in the wall. And he came over and was like, oh my gosh, we found 2 ant holes. And I was kind of like, okay, he must be talking about outside. And he goes to explain to me that ants are going to live in them and they're going to come out, and he was really worried. But I was still confused about where the ant holes were. I still thought we were talking about outside. So I move on with my life. Well, a few minutes later, as we're leaving the classroom, a student goes, why are there pencils in the wall? And I look over, and there's 2 pencils stuck in the wall over by our writing center. And I was like, I now know where the ant holes were. They were over in the wall over there, not outside. So I find the student, I'm like, so do you want to explain to me why there's pencils in the wall? Thinking, what were you doing? And this good intending child was trying to be like the little Dutch boy who stuck his finger in the dike, and he said, I put them in there so the ants would not come out. I couldn't think of another way to block them, but we had to do something. And I was like, okay, next time, you told me, I do acknowledge that, and I didn't pay you enough attention because I thought we were talking about outside. Let me do the fixing. After you tell me, let me be in charge of fixing the problems like that. Don't try and fix them for me. I know you're trying to be helpful, but just let me do the fixing, okay? Because we don't need pencils shoved in the wall. But I'm so grateful we're protected from all the ants that might come crawling out of the insulator wall between the cinder block and the classroom. We are safe. Pencils in the holes, no ants will come out. While I have you here though, one of my most favorite things to do around Christmas time is we still do our regular reading workshop rotations, and I just turn on a fireplace with soft Christmas music and tell them that they get to read by the fire. Thrilling, keeps the whole mood nice and calm in here to have calm music playing, and gives them a fun, exciting thing to do, read by the fire. So we always turn the read by the fire on, and then I have a couple Christmas themed activities that they can do at the other rotations. Usually the week before break, I don't pull small groups back to work with me. I let them all do the rotations the whole time, and then I just pull back individual kids who need to do like reading testing or catch up on phonics assessments or math tests or anything like that, just some catch up time. So we had the fire on today with the soft music, and people were doing the little Christmas punch trees and writing Christmas stories, and it just felt so magical in here. I love Read by the Fire Day, or all the days that we do Read by the Fire. I just love Christmas. I just gave all the kids their plates to take home, and I am just waiting for the sound of shattering ceramic in the hallway. Please carry them carefully. We started on our compliment presents this afternoon, which is an activity I do every year, so you've probably heard about it before, where the kids write each other compliments. Super fun, cute little craft, and really nice to get in the Christmas spirit of being grateful for each other. That is this clip. Here's them making them. So each kid gets a plate like this, a stack like this, and then we make the little presents that glue onto them. I show them how to fold them and cut them, and then we secretly give compliments to 6 people in our class, and it's super fun. Really cute to see what they write to each other. Really nice. Is it just me, or do any of the rest of you get teacher guilt for things that don't really matter? For example, right now I'm feeling bad about potentially canceling our gumdrop towers, which I have done every year since I started teaching, and I'm like, oh, but these poor kids won't get to do it, and that's not fair to them. They don't know. They have no idea. They're not feeling left out or excluded because one group did it and they didn't. That happens all the time. Every year does a little bit different things. So why am I feeling bad for canceling something that I don't really want to do or wrangle the day before Christmas break? Teacher guilt, man, it makes no sense most of the time. So yesterday I gave myself permission to overcome teacher guilt, and I didn't have to do the gumdrop trees, but today I'm sitting here looking at the little planning thing, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna do it. It's fun, it's simple. It just means I have to go to the store and get gumdrops, which is actually mildly problematic because it's pajama day today, which means I now have to go to the store in my pajamas. I'll have to take that into consideration before I make a final decision on this. Gift that my coworker just gave me. Oh my gosh. Does it get any more perfect than this ornament, which will now be the most important part of my Christmas tree every year, I'm pretty sure. So I'm sitting here staring at this gaping hole in my wall, and I realized I should probably tell you what happened with that because it's kind of funny. So the kids were all over at the sitting spot, and we were doing our Wonder Wednesday, and one of the questions was how do clocks work? So we talked about them having gears, and I demonstrated with my fingers, and I thought, I wonder if you can see the gears on the back of our clock. So I took the clock down and tried to move the little battery pack out of the way to see if you could see the gears. You cannot, so I clipped it back into place. A few minutes later, I look up and the clock is broken. So in our effort to learn how clocks work, I broke the clock. Oh, the irony. All right, we just finished up all of our compliment presents. It went really well. I am dying though because I stood there helping some kids cut them out, and I was standing in the same area for maybe a solid 5 minutes. I did not move, and yet the 3 kids around me fell out of their chairs and 2 pencil boxes fell on the floor. They were sitting there cutting, and then they're on the floor. I cannot tell you the joy it brings me to work with little people who can't even manage to sit in a chair. So this afternoon was Christmas morning in 2nd grade, so we all wore our pajamas to school today. Ta-da! And then we opened our stockings this afternoon. If you watch some of my previous Christmas videos, you know that I let the kids bring stuff to fill each other's stockings with, which is always really cute. And then I also give them their little Christmas present. So we opened our stockings and we got our compliment presents that we've been writing to each other. We earned a donut party from the office earlier, so we had that today. And we watched Olaf's Frozen Adventure on Disney Plus. It was so perfect. So we've been doing our Christmas around the world and talking about our traditions in different countries, and that little show, 22 minutes, is all about finding a Christmas tradition. So he goes around talking to people about their Christmas traditions, and so many of them, the kids were like, that's just like this country, and that's just like this country. And it was a huge educational win for me because I didn't realize at the time that that's what was in this movie, because I totally preview all the things that I show all the way through. And then we packed up our little travel around the world suitcases and took everything home. Tomorrow's a half day, and so we're not really doing much. Anyway, it was a super successful Christmas morning in second grade. Tons of fun, loads of candy, good times. Good morning, everybody. It is the final day before winter break. We did not get a snow day. So I'm back in my classroom getting ready to party today. It is a half day. We are virtually watching our Christmas sing. We all recorded our parts earlier. We're going to be watching that this morning since we can't all get together and actually sing together. And then we're pretty much just hanging out for the rest of the day, doing some Christmas coloring pages, maybe some gumdrop towers, a Christmas science activity, you know, chilling until it's time to go home, because really all we want to do is just leave and happy Christmas. Today we are bringing you tacky Christmas. I have the reindeer earrings, the fleece Navidad, and my socks say I'm having a meltdown and have a melting snowman. So today is tacky Christmas. Oh, and I got the greatest gift yesterday. I was really wishing I had a Christmas mask, but I didn't really want to buy one for myself because hopefully next Christmas I won't need it. A student gave me a Christmas mask, so I have a Christmas mask to wear with this outfit. I'm sure you'll see it later on. Anyway, this is the setup today. We took all of our desks apart for that movie yesterday and never put them back. So I think we're just gonna leave it, and then we'll just stop our stuff a little early today and put them in new seats for next year. Very exciting. So in the past, I've been really bad about giving parents and families any sort of thank you for the Christmas gifts they give me, but I wanted to be better about that this year. So I made little thank you cards. I just made the little thank you thing on PowerPoint, printed them on green cardstock, and I'm folding them in half. And I'm just gonna write a little message inside telling them thank you for the little gifts that they gave me, because I'd like to be more grateful for the appreciation that I'm shown so I don't feel so selfish about it. So that's what I'm doing this morning. We also just found out, because the playground is total ice, that instead of the kids waiting nicely outside for us to pick them up, they're going to start showing up in our classrooms, and they're going to hang out here till the bell rings, which means I get a bonus 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes with the kids this morning. So I have decided we're going to do a Saturday morning cartoon style, and I'm putting the original Dr. Seuss Grinch up, and we'll just watch that for the first little part of the day, because today is all about joy of Christmas and just spending time together in a super chill, loving, Christmassy sort of way. We're watching our faculty versus students basketball game as a live stream since we can't go down there, and then working on various Christmas crafts. It's an exciting Christmas day. So we decided to come outside for a recess break, and we've decided that we're just going to build snowmen. So we're currently outside building snowmen, because that is what Christmas is all about, and good teacher and learning and things like that. So my hands are frozen. We're building snowmen. Well, folks, that's it. We just wrapped up a crazy, really long half day of school for the kids. Had a super fun faculty lunch, and now I'm taking down the Christmas decorations, and that's going to be the end of 2020 in this classroom. We won't be back till 2021, which is both beautiful and weird. So I'm going to go take down all the Christmas decorations. I hope you enjoyed seeing the crazy that we had this week. It was a ton of fun, lots of good stuff. Just lots of Christmas joy, which I think really ultimately that's all we all needed this week, was a whole lot of Christmas joy. So I'm going to take down my Christmas decorations and switch my calendar to January, and then I'm out. Merry Christmas, everybody. See ya.